All right, here we go. We got everything under control once again. I'm sorry about the delay, but we are back. This is Roland, KC6JPG for the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. The Amateur Television Network is a series of repeaters making it possible for you, our amateur television and YouTube superstars out there, to make video communications with one another within our network coverage area. You can watch us globally on YouTube, youtube.com/Amateur Television Network. You can also get more information about the Amateur Television Network by going to our website, www.atn-tv.com. You'll find lots of information regarding our repeater systems, as well as how to set up an ATV station. You can participate with us without any amateur radio equipment. You can participate with us on our Whereby channel, and look at this team. We got a fantastic group tonight, and here they are. Beautiful, looking great. I love it. You got it. Let's get you guys bigger screens so Miguel can really bounce you out if you don't have a call sign. Whereby.com/ATN1. And of course, DMR Radio. We are hot on DMR Radio, and we had our net last night, had 3 check-ins last night. So we're on 224 on the TGIF network. That is our backup system, but we are on the Brandmeister system. That's the main network. And on 3196 Amateur Television Network. This portion of this net is a directed net. Transmissions may be made after acknowledgement by net control, and a clear frequency is always appreciated. Bulletins, general announcements that will follow after a brief pause for any priority traffic. I'm Roland, KC6JPG. Your net control tonight. I got Jim on DMR Radio. Yeah, we're here. We're on the air to everywhere. You're exactly right. When you're on DMR Radio, you're on the air to everywhere. You got that right. Sounding great there. You're Q5 there, Jim. Sounding great. All right, continuing on with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net. Let's go into bulletins and announcements. And let's go to Tom, WB6HYH, our president of the Amateur Television Network, Southern California and Nevada chapters. Tom?
How about now? Oh, yeah, I can hear myself now. That's why I was asking you, Roland, if I had any audio, because I couldn't hear it coming through. Anyways, yeah, I was just saying that about the only announcement I have is I want to try to get our board meetings going again here that we were having before everybody took off on vacations, trips to the South Pacific, and things of that sort. But hopefully we can get things rolling here again and try to get some more activity going with our Amateur Television Network. So I can't think of any other announcements right now, but if I come across anything, I'll do it at my normal check-in. So back to you, Roland, WB6HYH.
WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Tom. Sounds great on the board meetings because I'm very gung-ho on making announcements for the upcoming DATV QSO party. I'm going to wrap up my article to Jim for the next newsletter. Peter Cousins and myself, we are communicating quite extensively now, and we got a new SRT address. So we're going to be directly inputted into the Australia repeater. All I have to do is hit the stream button, and we're on the air to Australia, so which is absolutely cool. See, they have a streaming bridge, and it works pretty darn good. So, and all we need is a streaming bridge on either Santiago or Jobs, and we got ourselves in the mix too. So on the air to everywhere. So yes. So thank you, Tom, for coming back. Thank you very much for all that you do. Looking forward to getting back in the saddle again and doing our board of director meetings. And speaking of bulletins and announcements, of course, the DATV QSO party is the big event in August 25th, 2023, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Come on out, come one, come all. Contact every ATVer that you know, contact systems that you know, and tell them to party with us starting at 5 o'clock p.m. Art Towsley will be starting in the East Coast. He'll be anchoring the East. And then, of course, we'll get our Colorado folks chiming in. And, of course, the big one, that's us, the Amateur Television Network. And we're going to be getting check-ins from on the air to everywhere. We'll be getting it in on Zoom. That's our backlog channel. But whereby will be the main channel. So, yes, come on, come one, come all. Bring your family and to get ready to show your shack. And remember, we only have about maybe 5 minutes maximum per transmission. So that this way that everyone have a chance to get on the air. Very good. Thank you very much again, Tom. Appreciate it. All right. Hopefully you enjoyed your vacation. I certainly enjoyed mine. Just came back from Minnesota last night. It was a wonderful trip. And thank you very, very much, Gary, for all that you have done for patching me in and continuing on with our weekly nets. That was awesome. Great job. I'm getting all choked up. All right. For RF, any other stations like to announce any bulletins or announcements before we go into check-ins? Come in at this time. KC6JPG. Net control. All right, let's go into our check-ins. RF, right here in Southern California. We'll start with the ATN systems. We'll start at Mount Wilson Repeater, serving the Los Angeles Basin. So let's go ahead and start with anyone on Mount Wilson. Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control.
This is Katie, where it's a little bit warm. But we're hanging in. This is KD6NIZ.
KD6NIZ, KC6JPG. Very good, Bron. You got you checked in, got audio, got video. That's fantastic. And I just saw Gordo in there. Looks like he might have a bulletin announcements to announce. So I'm going to go right to Gordo. WB6, NOA, KC6JPG. Gordo, come on in, my friend.
There we go. All right, hang on. All right, a very good evening to everyone. Gordo here, WB6NOA. Signal's down a little bit in that I just got a roof job, and we haven't got the antennas totally lined up. Roland, we're happy to have you back. We've looked at the new extra class ham examination pool that is going into a second look for next year's exams. I've sent the Q&As up to Mike, and if anybody else would like to see the Q&As on the extra test that pertain to amateur television, please let me know. Send me an email, my call sign at arrl.net, and I'll be happy to share them with you. And yes, we still have about 60 days before they'll close down the comment period for up-to-date amateur television Q&As for extra. Now I've got some pretty sad news, and we're all hoping that Bob Heil, K9EID, who many of you are using his mics as we do, is going to make it. Bob is in the hurt box big time. He's got a very, very serious illness, and we're all praying for him. So if you get a chance, send him a QSL card to his QRZ address, K9EID, K9 Echo India Delta, Bob Heil, and he and Sarah and their little dog Gracie will appreciate it. And it's a tough time because Bob is such a strong guy, and this thing has just about taken him out. So we're all hoping and praying for Bob. No further traffic. We hope everybody has a good week, and good to be sneaking in on someone else's carrier. Thanks here on 434. WB6 November Oscar Alpha.
WB6NOA, KC6JPG. Gordo, thank you so much for coming in and making those announcements. And of course, we are deeply, deeply touched in regards to Bob Heil's condition. And we're definitely going to be saying lots and lots of prayers here at the Hoffman House. And yes, look up his QRZ address, send QSL cards, and just let him know that he has been well appreciated. He made a huge, huge mark on improving our audio quality here on amateur television as well as pro audio. His mics are known throughout the world, and he has just been one terrific, humble guy. And just a pleasure to know him all these years. And so we definitely reach out and clasp our hands and say a huge, huge prayer for Bob, for hoping to recover from his illness. Gordo, thank you very much for coming back on that. We really, really appreciate on the update on Bob. Appreciate it. All right, continuing on with check-ins. Mount Wilson check-ins come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control.
Hey, this is Katie. What was Bob's problem?
KD6NIZ, KC6JPG. Ron, you can look up Bob's address through QRZ.com, and that way you can get his address, and you can send him a QSL card. That would be really, really cool. So thank you very much, Ron, for coming back on that. Anyone else on Mount Wilson that'd like to check in on the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net? Come in at this time. KC6JPG, net control. All right, we're going southeast, and we're going to Snow Peak this time. And let's check in our buddy. Let's be checking our buddy KN6GKB, Keith, over there in Yucca Valley. Keith?
Hey, you caught me off guard. Anyhow, N6GKB out. 94 degrees in Yucca Valley. Been hot, but we're kind of getting used to it now, so I don't care anymore. Anyhow, not much more going on here at the shack. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say hi. I think we better check in New York over there because it looks like Manuel's getting comfy there. We're going to pass out on this. Anyhow, yeah, can't think of anything else except me and this dumb receiver. I just tried everything everybody was telling me before the net. Turned it off and powered it back on again and hit the exit, and now I have a screen that says there is no TV channel. I don't get it. Black screen, all it says on the white letters says there is no TV channel. That should be Snow Peak, I was thinking. And yes, it's on 00. So anyhow, I don't know. It's my digital receiver told me where to go today. Well, last couple of weeks. So anyway, anybody has an email, send me more things I can do about getting this receiver, this high-dose receiver working again. I appreciate it. N6GKB, Yucca Valley.
N6GKB, KC6JPG. Hey Keith, I do have a flash kit, so I can, if your receiver has locked up on you, I can flash it for you and then get it back into operation. We had a couple of the HV110s that locked up on us, and so I was able to flash them and get them back in operation again. So hopefully we can do an eyeball QSO, and then we can definitely take your unit back into operation. So we'll try that route. Thank you, Keith, for checking in. Appreciate it. Signal's looking great. Your audio's great. Excellent. Let's go to Cathedral City, and let's check in our buddy Earl, KJ6DQR, and his beautiful wife, Julie, KJ6FYY.
Let me mute the TV here. Hello, everybody. Earl here in the Cathedral City Cove. Hi. They can't see you. There she is. She just poked around the corner. Anyway, other than being hot here, we're not as humid as the guys there in Florida and stuff in New York, but it's hot enough when you go outside it'll burn your hide. So anyway, busy at work. I finished my project in a garage. I got 900 amp hour of battery now in distribution. Everything's fused. Each battery's fused individually, and the backup station in the garage. So I finally finished that. It's on solar. It's completely off the grid, so I'm glad to get that one done. I scored a bunch of free great big batteries from Frontier that they were going to toss. They're only a year old. I guess they bought them as temporaries until their primary batteries came in, and so Nathan dropped off a present here at the house here a few weeks ago. So I had to get that job done so I can get the batteries being monitored and charged on a regular basis. And that's about it, just work and playing with batteries. Anyway, hope everybody has a great week and try to stay cool. KJ6DQR.
KJ6DQR, KJ6FYY, KC6JPG. Earl, thank you very much for checking in. And yeah, staying cool. I understand that you've been over around 107 to 110 plus for the last couple of days. And of course, I'm looking at the towering cumulonimbus clouds that are happening. Usually happens in this time of the year. Welcome to monsoon season. So, oh man, if the heat doesn't get you, the humidity will. So, appreciate you, bud. Thank you very much for coming in. And exactly, Keith. A lot of dry lightning out there today. So, and that's when you see a lot of flashing, but no sound. That's spooky. So. Yeah, very good. So thank you very much for checking in, Earl. And you take care. Give Julie a big high five from all of us. Very good. All right, anyone else on Snow Peak that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net, come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't mute my mic that time. I'm having a tickle in my throat. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, let's go to Oat Mountain this time. Let's check in Alan, W6IST in Porter Ranch.
Hey, good evening, Roland and Annette. This is Alan here in Porter Ranch, W6IST, and it was very warm, 98 degrees. It got the air on, and need that all the time here in the summer. Anyway, hope everyone is doing well, and thank you, Gordon, for the information on Bob Heil, and we'll send them some cards and stuff. So, back to you, Roland. You got a nice signal and nice audio tonight. This is W6IST.
W6IST, KC6JPG. Alan, that's probably the best picture and best audio I heard from you and saw. So, wow, the conditions are fantastic tonight. So, looking really good tonight. Thank you very much for checking in, my friend. And you're looking great yourself. All right, let's continue over to the east side, actually the west side of Simi Valley, and that's where Bob is at, W6KGE. Bob? Ah, you must be getting some R&R. So sounds good. Well, let's go over to the east side of Simi Valley, and that's where Glenn is at. WA6GMB.
Good evening, Roland. And that, I don't know where Bob is. I didn't go to coffee this morning, so I had a trip to the hospital. So anyway, it's down about 91 here in the U.S. side, so it's cooling off. I don't know what the maximum was today. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. It's WA6GMB.
WA6GMB, KZ6JPG. Glenn, your station has really improved a lot, so congratulations on that for sure. Thank you very much for the update on Bob. It looks like looks like he's not checking in tonight, but who knows? He might pop in later on tonight. So, but you're much improved, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in. All right, how about Steve, WA6EJO in Ventura? All right, anyone else on Oat Mountain? I'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Networks, the Weekly Net. Come in at this time. KC6JPG. Net control. All right, let's go to the hub of the Amateur Television Network system. We're going to Santiago Peak, and let's check in our buddy Norm, KD6 in Riverside, and I keep KD6 OMV. Thank you very much, memory. KD6 OMV. Norm.
Yeah, good evening. It's Norm over in Riverside, KD6OMV. And anyhow, it's just everything's stable over here, just hot. You know, I'm sure it's not as hot as over at Earl's place, but we've been getting up to about 104, 104, 105 over here where I live, kind of over by the 60 and the 15 freeways. But not a lot else to add. I'm going to be going up to Santiago Peak, it looks like Thursday, Friday, and next Monday for some state work that they're doing up there, putting some electrical in one of the vaults. Anyhow, that's it for now, so I'll turn it back to all you guys, and looks like we've got some live wires out there. There's still alive and kicking in spite of the heat. Make sure you stay hydrated and stay cool. So I'll turn it back over to Roland. This is Norm, KD6OMV in Riverside.
KD6OMV, KC6JPG. Norm, thank you so much for checking in. Your picture is rock solid. P5. Very good. Audio is fantastic. So great job, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in, and thank you very much for the update on Santiago Peak, on the work that's being done. So very, very good. And we got to make a trip up there too to do a little bit of adjustment, mainly our 1200 radio's sensitivity. So And I got a rasterizer that I'm going to donate to the Santiago Peak so we can have waveform, vector scope, and all that. So get ready, Mike. I got things to give away. all for the club. Oh, very good. That sounds great, Mike. Thank you very much for that. All right. Let's go over to Tom once again for check-in. WB6HYH, Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay, here I am once again. And, yeah, one thing I was just thinking about is some people might be wondering what's happening with the barbecue this year. And I think it's been kind of a decision made since the last barbecue that might be having it a little later this year instead of July or August. We might push it to September, October time frame when it starts cooling down a little bit. So just to let everybody know, if you haven't heard anything about it or don't hear anything in the next couple of weeks or so, few weeks, that's what's happening. We'll still have to decide on the date and everything, but wanted to get that word out. Got me a brand new computer today, and I'm getting ready to switch over here. That's why I'm not on Whereby tonight, or at least that's my excuse. I'm in the middle of transferring files and stuff from one computer to the other, and get rid of this piece of junk that I've been suffering with for a while here. So want to get that set up and going, and hopefully things will be running a lot better around here. Let's see, what else? Oh, I was just looking at my outside thermometer, and it says we're down to 88 degrees right now. I think it only got up to about 102 today. So that wasn't too bad. And I did have to go outside for a little while today and do some stuff, and it was nice and warm out there. I kind of like that weather. It feels good, at least for me. As long as you're not in the sun. Get in the sun, you got to get out of that, man. That's too toasty. But that's about it as far as anything else going on around here. No contests until I don't know. Not even sure when the next one is that I'll be participating in, but HF seems to be working fairly good. And let's see, what else was it? Oh, I've been having some Wi-Fi problems, but I think we finally got that taken care of. So between Spectrum and things that I tried doing too, I think we got it pretty much taken care of. So it was a long going, gosh, for the last few months I've been having a lot of Wi-Fi drop out, and just now and then it would drop out for anywhere from a few seconds to a couple of minutes or so, and then it'd come back automatically, don't do anything. So it's been kind of strange, but I got that taken care of. So anyhow, that's about it. At a nice cool 88 degrees, and inside the house here it's a lot cooler than that, about 78 degrees. So anyhow, turn it back to you, Roland. Hope you had a good vacation. We kind of watched you a little bit going and coming with the APRS, and so that was a lot of fun, keeping track of you there, seeing what hotels you stay at night and everything. Back to you, WB6HYH, Rancho Cucamonga.
WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Ooh, hey, check. Okay, that was weird. WB6HYH, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Tom. Thank you very much for watching my track on APRS. I've been getting lots of comments from Lee, and I was talking with Dennis for a little bit on Whereby on my road trip, and of course I heard Jim, and let's see, who else I talked with. I talked with Wolf. Yep, I talked with Wolf on DMR, and so he checked in. So that was really, really cool during my road trip. And yeah, what I was actually using for my APRS, believe it or not, I was going all data. I was using my old Android pad, and I have a thing called APRS Droid. And what I did, I just simply start tracking and then just tuck this nice little thing right in this little pocket. So that worked out really nicely. So thank you very much for those that were watching, and appreciate you. Appreciate the comments. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Watching my trek going from California to Minnesota. That was really cool. All right. Thank you again, Tom, for checking in once again, and appreciate all the work that you do for the Amateur Television Network. Let's go up to Running Springs this time, and let's check in our buddy Gary. And Gary, thanks again for patching me in for the last two Tuesdays. We really appreciate it, and on Sunday, too. So I really appreciate it. W6KGE, KC6JPG. Gary.
Well, anyway, I don't know if somebody's interfering with me. I'll show you a picture. There's a picture of Bob Heil and myself at Dayton Ham Convention here a few years ago, and whatever. And so we had a good visit. He sold me a Pro 7 headset, which I love, and autographed it. So, and I've talked to Bob on HF on 40 meters. So there's a picture of Bob. The extra prayers for Bob, and hopefully he pulls through this, because he's one heck of a nice guy and has contributed a lot to ham radio, I can tell you that. So it gets well soon. Okay, Roland, my pastor at the church says I got a camp spot open next week. Do you want it? And I said yes. I'm going to be gone there with my church group, fellowship gang. So as of Sunday until the following Saturday, I'll be out there by Morro Bay, there at the state park, camped out and enjoying fellowship with some whatever. So rolling next week on the Microwave Society, because I don't know how the signals out there are when I get there. Gotta go down the hill to get checked out from a doctor tomorrow, and then from there get my trailer ready to go to camp out with the guys. And there's a whole bunch of us that are ham radio, so we'll be on FM 2 meters along up. Hopefully the signal's good enough so I can get in on whereby. So back to you, Roland, W6KV2. We got a lot of thumbnails on standby, guys, so looks like the stage is almost full. So back to you, Roland, W6KVC.
W6KVC, KC6JPG. Oh, very good, Gare. Getting a lot of QRM, and of course I'm looking at my little max headroom movement too on RF. It's been quite interesting what's going on 434. But thank you. But your audio was great, and appreciate everything that you've done. And yeah, sounds like the fellowship is going to be a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, our church is doing like a summer games fellowship with our media team, and so that would be really, really cool. That's this Sunday. So very good. Hopefully the signals will be good, and we'll definitely love to see you. That'd be really cool. So Gare, thank you very much for checking in once again. Appreciate it. All right. Anyone else on Santiago Peak that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net coming at this time? KC6JPG, Net Control. All right. And let's go to Job's Peak this time. But this time, the caretaker of Job's Peak is located on Mount Wilson right now. And we're going to go right to Mike, WA6 SVT, also known as VP6MC. Mike, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. And how's your evening? And so great to see you.
Anyway, I need to get with Norm. I've got a fall arrest that's still over at his house, and then I got a power transformer and a power supply to run that camera that's got plenty of amperage to run that up at Santiago. Other than that, just working on the fascia board in the garage over at the house, trying to get it prepped so I can get it painted. Other than that, not much else going on. Back to net, and good seeing everybody. WA6SVT.
WA6SVT, KC6JPG. Very good, Mike. It's great to see you tonight. You're looking great. I'll tell you, I think that trip to Pitcairn, you just recharged your batteries and you're ready to go, just like me. I just came back from Minnesota, recharged my batteries, ready to go. That's awesome. Thank you very much for checking in. Anyone else on Job's Peak that'd like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net? Come in at this time. KC6JPG. Net Control. All right, so last call for any check-ins from all repeater systems here in Southern California. Come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. All right, we're going to our chapter stations out there, and we're going to go east, and we're going to start with New York City, and that's where our buddy Manuel's at, the bouncer of the Amateur Television Network, N2 MJF. Manuel, great to see you tonight.
How you guys are doing? I'm over here in New York City. It's like a swamp over here. Not as hot as where Wolfgang is at, but it's still uncomfortable. Other than that, looking at the news, all the craziness, I mean, I'm not going to be running out of straitjackets and there's all this nut stuff that's happening here in the city. Other than that, I'm enjoying the net today. And summer's going so fast. Before you know it, we'll be wearing coats again. I gave it back to you, Roland. And make sure you have a close eye.
M2, MJF, KC6JPG. Very good, Manuel. Yeah, that's right. Summer is, it's halfway done, believe it or not. Now we're going to be heading into August next week. And actually starting on what? It'll be 31st on Tuesday, right? So, holy smokes, man. I'll tell you, time is just flying by fast. And I have to say, the 10 days over with traveling and being at the lake with family, that doesn't seem like only 2. It went so fast. Right, honey? It went fast. Very good, Manuel. Thank you very, very much for checking in. All right, let's go over to North Carolina, Mooresville, North Carolina. And that's where our buddy John is at, AF7PA. John, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. And how things over in your neck of the woods? KC6JPG, Net Control.
Well, we'll give it a shot. I think you can hear me. I'm on the Windows 11 laptop because the main PC, I bought a new drive, twice as big as the old one, but I've had my problems. Cloning didn't work, and through a process of elimination, I've now killed it completely. So I gotta get some Western Digital drivers to get this puppy back together. But we're having fun and, you know, staying off the streets, so to speak. Wife's going to the hospital tomorrow to have a catheter into her heart. I may need one of those little spring coils. I told her I could wind one out of some wire I have, but she didn't think that was too slick an idea. So I guess she'll go have the doctor do it. But other than that, not much going on around here. We got a new bird feeder. That makes 3. We were complaining about the food for 2. Now we got 3. I think we're going the wrong way. Oops, I just lost my screen. There it is. Okay, well, anyway, that's all from here. I'll give it back to Net and see what everybody else has got to say. AF7PA in North Carolina.
AF7PA, KC6JPG. Well, very good, Dr. John. You take some wire and wind it up. You got it. You know, if I said that to my wife, she'll react to the same thing. You're not a doctor. No, but I'm a personal trainer. I'm close, aren't I? Anyway, but special prayers to your wife for a speedy recovery, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in, and you're looking great. Yep, it's always fun to check everyone out here on the Amateur Television Network because we're a fun group. Don't forget the DATV QSO party, August 25th. That's going to be really fun. And, of course, it's going to be fun. You better believe it. All right. You know, I was going to say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut to Joel right now because he's got some incredible views out there in Tucson, Arizona right now because of the monsoon season that we're discovering. So let's go to Joel right now. KD6W, KC6JPG. Joel, checking it out.
KC6JPG, KD6W. Yeah, looking northwest from Tucson, there's a cloud front way off in the distance, kind of heading. It's on the other side of Marana, like it's going to Casa Grande or whatever. So it's got some lightning activity. But then I turned around to the south, and over there is Tucson International Airport off in that general direction. But I was watching this cloud bank over here, and I saw a few, just cutting across the sky. So those are much farther south, probably over Mexico. But every once in a while, you see the fingers of the lightning bolt come up this way. So it's been kind of interesting night. This is what's been happening pretty much every other night. Sometimes we get plastered with rain. We've been blessed a couple times, but most times, like it is tonight, it's just spitting raindrops every once in a while. It's still 101 degrees here, but I can feel the temperatures dropping right now, so I don't know what it is since I've been on the net. But that's what happens when the front comes through, the temperature, so it was, since Dave was, so whoever was way before me, yeah, my thoughts are also out to Mr. Bob Heil, a great friend, and he's one of those kind of guys. Everybody knows Bob. I mean, if you haven't heard the Bob story, you got to go to one of the many conventions that he talks at. But Bob Heil does a great story. But so since then, it was back 101 degrees, and then I think it's maybe already down to like 92 or 93. It's already dropped like almost 10 degrees. And so I expect it to get a little bit cooler, but it'll probably taper off. Of course, the humidity is humongous right now as we look off over towards, this is in Oro Valley, way off in the distance. There's the Tucson National Golf Course is way off in the distance over there. You can see some car dealerships and whatever, but the bright lights, big city. But so, yeah, there's Tucson. But so we've been getting this... every day the clouds come up from the south like they're coming from the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see them building up as they cross over the top of Tucson and Mount Lemmon and all that kind of stuff. And then by the afternoon, if the cloud bank is big enough, we might get some rain. Well, every day it tries to build another cloud front every day. And so in the morning, it's just clear and it's a beautiful day. It's 82 degrees, it's wonderful Tucson. But now it's every afternoon we have this chance of thunderstorms. Like every other day we've been getting lightning storms, and it's fun to watch. But I love it better when there's rain accompanied with it because we could use the water. I mean, it's really dry. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a desert. Oh, look, it's weather change right over there. I can see it. Anyway, not too much news on the repeater front. We hope to get it up in time for the QSO party. You can see the racks there in the silhouette. But I've been doing some other chores around the house, you know, stuff that I kind of let go when I was remodeling the kitchen. But so anyway, we are doing great. The weather's fine. Wish you were all here. That's why we got swimming pools. Back to net, KC6JPG, KD6W, Joel in Tucson.
KD6W, KC6JPG. See the importance of amateur television and amateur radio. We got camera people out there watching weather, watching all kinds of activity, emergency operations. You got it, Joel. Great demonstration on that. That was really, really fun. And I did get a glimpse of it. Looks absolutely awesome. You did a great job on it. Wow. Thank you. I want to see your media. I want to see your media cubby. That's what I want to see next. Yeah. Very good, Joel. Thank you very, very much for checking in with us. Let's go back east again, and this time we're going to check in our buddy Stephen over there in Massachusetts, KC1 LPZ. Stephen, it's great to see you tonight, my friend, and how's things in your area? KC6JPG, net control.
Well, we have had some strange weather, too. I mean, almost every day we've been getting thunderstorms. We had a severe one the other day. It was about 0.6 of a mile away from my house, from my location. I think that was a 300,000 ohm bolt. And I thought for sure we were going to lose power, but we didn't. I don't know where exactly it hit, but man, that shook the whole house. And I got to tell you, John, out in North Carolina, you had some weird weather thing on your weather app. I got it now. I got some weird thing. It says heat advisory. It's 67 degrees here. Heat advisory from 3:27 p.m. this afternoon to 4:30 a.m. Heat advisory. It's 66 degrees, and it's giving me. So I had to step outside. Hold on, let me see if I can. Yeah, you can see the heat advisory. I'm going, that is the weirdest thing. So I decided to get up, go outside, and see what it was like. It was muggy, but it was not, heat advisory that was being said on there. So that was really, really weird. It reminded me of John a couple of weeks ago when you said you had snow or something or other going on with your weather app. So I don't know. I decided to do the right thing, go outside and check. But in the meantime, when I did that, I tripped over my laptop bag handle there and fell and scared the heck out of my wife and daughter, who immediately came to see if I was okay. I just, I fell on the carpet with my knees, big deal, no big deal, nothing broken. So I'm okay. Other than that, pride. Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, let's see, we've been, when it's been sunny, I've been smoking ribs. Smoked a couple of ribs the other day, and one of the racks went to one of my neighbors, and that's about it. It's been busy, busy, busy around here. So, KC1, LPZ, back over to you, Roland.
KC1LPZ, KC6JPG. Very good, my friend. Thank you very, very much, Stephen, for checking in, talking about the crazy weather. A friend of mine from Philadelphia in the Pennsylvania area. Check out this, an Argus cloud. I have never in my lifetime seen an Argus cloud. Whoop, there goes my screen. Timeout. Oh, crazy. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, it looks like they were out there in the coastline, and there you go. I'm going to talk about an artist palette, but man, that looks really, really threatening, huh, Wolf? So there you go. All right, Stephen, thank you very, very much. Well, as a matter of fact, Ron, I'm going to check you in right now, my friend. So let's go ahead and go to Florida this time. I want to try to get everyone a chance. KK4, YZE, KC6JPG. Ron, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. How's everything going tonight for you?
Good. Wolf's going to have a nice update on the weather and stuff like that, but it's been nice today. But in the mid-90s, probably higher with the heat index, as Wolf will probably point out. No rain today, but we were wet last few days. Other than that, sorry, trying to talk too fast. Just got a new set of teeth. Just kidding. Just keeping busy. So, back to you guys on the net. KK4YZE. Out.
KK4YZE, KC6JPG. Very good, Ron. Thank you so much for checking in. And as a matter of fact, let's go to the man himself, the net control for the Florida chapter of the Amateur Television Network. And that's our buddy Wolfgang, KV4ATV. Wolf, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for checking in on our DMR nets. And I'm sorry I missed you last night, but we definitely got you checked in the week before. That was really awesome. So, Wolf, come on back and talk about some Argus clouds.
Well, let's see. How's my audio right now, Roland?
Well, your audio is great. I call Q5. Wonderful.
Okay, I'm about to get this thing figured out. Anyway, I was watching off and on over there some that stuff of Tucson, Arizona, and I was watching that stuff of possible lowering and stuff on that downdraft over there, and saw that little bit of green out off of the front of it and stuff. I'm like, well, you might want to stay out of that green coming down off a cloud, because a lot of people say, oh, that's real pretty, but if you want a massive fast migraine headache, go out in it. That green coming off of that cloud is hailstones coming down, so stay out of it if you cherish your windshield, headaches, whatever. And thing of it is, y'all were talking about that dry lightning. Not trying to get too deep into meteorology since I'm advancing in my courses right now, but when you get this thing, what we call a joules per kilogram updrafted stuff, that's your lightning and stuff comes actually from water particles and stuff, raindrops and stuff colliding, and they create a static electricity, and that's basically what is starting your potential for lightning strikes. And when you get these big billowing clouds like y'all were mentioning going up, we've got a strong updraft, but there's not enough of it. It's strong enough that the reason those clouds are building up so high and so fast and blooming out at the top is all of that precipitation and stuff is being held up as it tries to fall. That updraft is so strong, it keeps blowing the water back up, and the raindrops are increasing, but it's also building the potential energy, and you get your negative and positive charged clouds and stuff, so they call that dry lightning, and that's when it starts arcing between the clouds. It does not hit the ground, but when that joules per kilogram and stuff, updraft and stuff starts dropping off, then the water droplets start heading toward the ground. That's when you get your cloud to ground lightning strike. So there's a little bit of meteorology for you there, Roland and the group. We've been experiencing heat in indexes and indices that I explained, and we had a temporary 5 to 10 minute peak over this last week. Figures 150 degrees here in Panama City for a few minutes, and I even checked with our NWS office, and they said yes, those readings were correct, and it's rare, but they did record it. And our NWS is now switching over from our chat room, which is limited on the people that can get into it, from our 1.0 to our 2.0. And it's a much better system. It allows me to see anything going on across the nation without having to jump tabs. It's all on the software on my screen. And our radar system, I can see the whole nation at one time. I can zoom in and pick up anything and analyze wherever it's going. So the meteorology is getting a lot of fun over here, and I'm working on pursuing some things in that right now, Roland. That's about what we got going here in Florida. We had to replace our modem. We got hit by a very strong burst of lightning, and it took our modem out. It also took out the home transformer that goes to my cordless phone. Mike was nice enough. Thank you, Mike, for sending the resistor over with my Nano VNA. So we're going to try to see if we can get that back up and running. But I did find a replacement home cordless telephone over at one of our local thrift shops and stuff on half price. So I wound up paying $2.15 for a nice Panasonic cordless home telephone with an answering machine in it, and got it back up and running. So other than that, I'm working on the Arden mesh over here and trying to get the Florida chapter built up the best I can there, Roland. So that's about all I got for the net tonight. So if anybody wants to know anything about weather, you know, they can always contact me and have me keep an eye out and stuff. Just use my call sign, KV4ATV@gmail.com. Back to net control.
Yeah, KV4ATV, KC6JPG. Well, Wolf, thank you so very much about talking about meteorology and all the crazy weather that we've been experiencing, especially with this record heat wave that we're having. And, of course, you were mentioning about heat index, and all things. It's affecting our planet for sure. So thank you very much for coming back on that and explaining all that. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and continue. And we're going to go to Arizona this time. And we're going to check in our net control for the Amateur Television Network's Arizona chapter. And that's our buddy Lee, K0CCU over in Glendale, Arizona. Lee, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. How's things over at your end?
Come on. Oh,
I can hear you.
Well, got back home here from up around Show Low. When we left up there it was up to 94. But when we got down here to the valley about 5 o'clock or 5:30, it was 118. Humidity is a little higher than it normally is, but we had a nice trip back down. I got a few miles away from Show Low this afternoon and realized I'd left my cell phone up there, so I doubled back and picked it up so we didn't have to ship it down. And, you know, when you're out running around and you don't have your cell phone, you feel like you're naked, I guess. But anyway, we had a great time. We was up there from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and we did a little trip down to a little place that was really nice along a stream called Greer. It's kind of the end of the road, and sit there and watch kids play and people catching trout and stuff like that up there. So, but the temperature was just wonderful. This morning it was 60 degrees. I actually pulled the covers up over me a little bit. It was nice this morning, but it, you know, once you got out in the sun a little later, it gets hot up there too. But boy, it sure was a lot nicer than down here in the valley. I was thinking about staying there, but alas, I have a dental appointment tomorrow because about a month ago I had a couple of root canals, and then they put temporary stuff in it and wait till it heals up so they can go back in and do all the stuff they got to do and put the bridges back on, and you know, all nonsense that you have to do at the dentist's office. But while we were up there in Show Low, my wife bit down on a piece of cheese and knocked a cap off of one tooth. It must have been getting pretty bad if you take and bite a piece of cheese and it knocks it off. So, not a whole lot going there. Enjoyed watching you, Roland. It took a little while to get you started there. You know, I didn't see you from going to Walker from Colquitt. And then I got busy and forgot to track you from Lincoln, but then got back up on it and saw you where you stopped, I think, for lunch or dinner in Beaver. Anyway, that's about all the news here. I can't think of what. Well, I'm back, and it's nice be home and not have to live out of a suitcase. So anyway, back to you, Roland. KC6JPG in Rancho Cucamonga, K0CCU, Lee in Glendale, Arizona. Back to net.
K0CCU, KC6JPG. Lee, thank you very much for following my track. We really appreciate it. That is wonderful. And yeah, it got a little crazy when we went to the hotel to my my brother-in-law's place, and then of course we had to leave early, and so we usually caravan together. So it was kind of a crazy moment on Saturday on our way to the lake, because we had to go in the walker, pick up the boat, and then you know, we took it we called the Silver Fox, which is the 1999 expedition. Got that all fixed up, and you know, my dad had it for years and didn't really run it, and but it has well, now it turned 175,000 miles on it. We actually put 5,000 miles on it, and I guess we could say that the engine has broken in quite nicely. It was awesome. But no, Silver Fox performed fantastic. Got the air conditioning fixed. It was blowing Arctic cold air. My wife was very, very happy doing the trip. The only thing we were kind of complaining about, both of us, was no technology. No Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto, no satellite radio. We had to do it the old-fashioned way. And of course, the display these days on distance to empty, everything's dead reckoning. We basically, each tick, we basically calculated 100 miles for each tick, but depending on what gas station you go to, if I go to a Love's gas station, I seem to get the greatest gas mileage, because instead of 100 miles, I actually got to 140 miles on a quarter of a tank, and then from 3/4 to a half, I got 280 miles on there. So that was pretty cool. So I was actually be able to go to 480 miles on a tank full, but there are times where we go to like the Phillips 66 station, and it would be 200 miles when we got to half a tank. So you never know what kind of gas you're going to get. I think they're mixing it. I put 91 in the Expedition, and that gives me the best gas mileage. And if I put 87 in it, it gives me the worst gas mileage. So, you know, the extra expense of putting premium in it it's a wash. So, and you get better performance when you climb up the mountain with it. Oh, and my little rib incident. Well, after I launched the boat, my son backed in the vehicle. He did a great job. And I launched the boat, put it into the harbor slip, and unfortunately, I was kind of tailing out. The stern was coming out, and it was about to hit a rental boat. And so I was leaning over on the glass, and of course I was putting pressure on my rib, and that was like, okay, that hurt. so and luckily I didn't hit anything, but got the boat back into the, onto the slip and tied it all off. But, I feel much better today. So it's healing nicely. So, Lee, thank you very, very much for checking in and, of course, watching our trek across the country. We appreciate it. Continuing on with Arizona, I don't see Rod around, so let's go ahead and go to Nevada this time, and let's check in our buddy Dennis. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and bring him up. There he is, KA7HQP over there in Las Vegas. Dennis, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. How's things going on your end? How's the weather there? KC6JPG, net control.
It's hot as usual. What was it, 113 in North Las Vegas Airport, 112 in Las Vegas. Humidity right around anywhere between 8 and 11%. And that's a lot for Vegas. And I was just reading the news that the BLM here in Las Vegas is going to auction off 400 acres for development. So we don't have any water in Vegas, and water prices are going a lot higher. We're asked to conserve, but we're going to develop 400 acres for more residents. So I don't know where we're going to pull that out of the air, but figure the county commissioners, they're doing their job. They're getting paid. So that kind of breaks our heart. One of the neighbors brought over a shifter from a Peterbilt. And this is something that's kind of interesting. He had an issue with it, and there happened to be a small piece of metal inside of it that was just floating around. And possibly causing problems. That when I took it apart, I did remove that, and we'll see how his tractor trailer operates once he puts it back in. But yeah, I didn't know that transmissions on some of those 18-wheelers were all electronic. Fly-by-wire, I guess. Other than maybe that's next. That's about all I got for now. Back to you in the net, Roland. This is K7HQP.
KA7HQP, KC6JPG. I just got 2 rigs for my company, and my drivers are like, this is different, Roland. They're automatics. I said, I'll tell you this way. I'm saving your left leg. You don't have to push a clutch anymore. But there is a clutch though. It's kind of a safety device to start the engine. So there you go. But yeah, I got 3. I got 2. I got a bobtail and 2 tractor trailers, and yep, they're all automatics now. So quite interesting. Very good. Thank you, Dennis, for coming in and checking in with us. And let's go ahead and continue with Las Vegas, because I saw KE6BXT, Don, in the picture there. So Don, it's great to see you, my friend. Welcome, welcome. And I'm hoping that you will join us for the DATV QSO party coming up on August 25th. And I know that your buddy Peter Cousins is definitely looking forward to seeing you again. Right to you, my friend, KC6JPG, Net Control.
Okay, well, I'm in Henderson, and what's kind of weird is Google says it's 104, and Alexa says it's 107. So I don't know what the problem is with those two. The high was 114 today that the car was registering, but when it gets down to below 104, it's cooling off a lot. So that's pretty good. I'll be coming back to California on the 31st, and then I'm in California, I'm going to be going up to the Tahoe area for a week and doing some other stuff in Southern California. So it's been interesting. I've been here the last 3 weeks or so, and I was able to go out and fly my drone a couple of times, but most days it's just too hot to get out and fry the batteries on the drone and fry the batteries in me. So I was wondering, Roland, are you able to get into the website? Because we went back and forth there a little bit to get you the credentials to edit the website. Back to you, Roland.
KE6BXT, KC6JPG. Don, I tried several times to try to get in, and I was making changes, but the publish tab was not highlighted. So I guess I don't have admin rights to publish anything. So I did make some changes, but obviously I couldn't, quote unquote, publish and actually see it on a pad and see it, because I got my Android pad, I got my Apple pad, I got my MacBook, I just got a new computer now, which is my Asus ROG Z13, and so I got that. So I have a netbook that's leaking the LCD fluid out of it, so there's a great design, but I had it for 13 years, so it's been a die-hard ZenBook. But so I just got the new Ryzen 9 with the 3080 Ti internal card in it, which is it's going to be smoking. Yeah, I'm going to be put DaVinci Resolve, and I'll have a portable editing system. That would be really, really cool. But to answer your question, I'm not able to publish, but I'm able to make changes. So I am able to, at least create. So thanks, Don. Appreciate it, bud. All right. Let's go over back to Southern California, or not Southern California, but Northern California. And that's where the Berg is at, and that's where Jim lives, and he lives in the Berg itself. You got a K6 SOE, KC6 JPG. Jim, it's great to see you. It was a lot of fun last Thursday, and I'll tell you, it's great to see you tonight, my friend. How's things going in Northern California?
Well, good evening, Roland and Annette. Glad to be here. Glad to be seen and heard. Let's see, what's new around here? I haven't really got anything new plugged in recently. I did find the box that had my other ATV transmitter in it, which has been AWOL. And in that box, I also got out my streaming widget, which means I can put the Diablo repeater back on the air as far as the stream goes to BATC. So I need to get another receiver hooked up and a couple other widgets, and we'll get that going again. I just need a little bit more desk space here to accommodate everything. So other than that, HF has been a bit lax in propagation, but hopefully that'll calm down once some of these sunspots get out of the way. So anyway, that's about all from the bird. We'll see everybody after that. K6SOE. Back rolling.
K6SOE, KC6JPG. Very good, Jim. Thank you very much for coming in. And, of course, you're looking fantastic tonight. And thank you very much for all that you do for the Mount Diablo Amateur Television Group. So definitely enjoy your nets, most definitely. As a matter of fact, John had a bathrobe on tonight. It was pretty cool. So thank you, John. Yeah. All right. Going back to RF, any other check-ins, the late missed ATVers, any visitors that like to check in with the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net, come in at this time. KC6JPG, Net Control. All right, no Newsline tonight. Newsline with Don Wilbanks. We'll have a new episode next week, so that will be really, really cool. All right, any last-minute comments before we officially close the official portion of our net and go to our afternet or Whereby Roundtable? KC6JPG, Net Control. All right, well, this has been the Amateur Television Network's The Weekly Net, and we definitely appreciate everyone checking in with us. And, wow, it was a terrific, terrific net tonight. And I was hoping to finish at 8:30 tonight, but you know what? We finished before 9, so that was 9 Pacific Daylight Time, so that turned out to be really cool. Thank you very much for all of our check-ins tonight from all around the country. And, of course, I saw Tony out there for a short time, VK7AX. And I was hoping that he would chime in, but I guess he had to step out for a moment. But, Tony, if you're watching this, hey, we saw you. I'm going to give you a check-in because I saw you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. And at 2050 local time, the Amateur Television Network's formal portion of our net is now officially closed. The repeaters are now returned for their normal use. Join us on our Whereby Roundtable, and that is on whereby.com/ATN1. I'm Roland, KC6JPG, saying without you, there would not be a net. Appreciate you all very, very much. Take care. Repeaters are now clear. KC6JPG, clear.